Moving on to
The Pagan Invasion is an explosive new 13-part video series providing a thorough behind-the-scenes examination of today's New Age movement and neo-pagan revival. Each superbly produced volume features rare footage from around the world, along with expert analysis by noted Christian leaders and authors. For more information, contact your local Christian bookstore or call 1-800-828-2290.
Christian bookstore.
California residents call 1-800-633-0869.
Anarchist bookstores are a thing.
What does that even sell?
I don't know. Oh, whoa! Whoa!
Yahweh Productions, dude.
Yeah. I think you guys should stop focusing on pagans.
Yeah, what's going on here?
Start focusing on who's funding your, Dude, this is fucking sick, though.
Yeah, it looks like somebody's being subverted, dude.
This is vaporwave as fuck.
Yeah. Holy shit. This is like a
I'm loving this
music video.
Yeah, yeah. I love this.
Yeah, it's like I'm playing this on my like fucking.
That was a drop right there.
Oh yeah.
I mean, no joke. This definitely cost a lot of money to make. Like whenever this was.
Yeah.
Like, this is like late '80s, early '90s. Like this sequence here probably cost a shitload to make.
This has to be early '90s.
Yeah.
What is this, Reboot?
It looks better than Reboot. Not saying much, but
yeah.
music's great.
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, nice.
Large Marge.
You know, a lot of this stuff I think
What's
is
that
just Freemasonry. Oh, just science, dude. Oh, yeah, punched through a board. That's not allowed.
Yeah. Kung
Egyptians,
Fu.
nope.
That's what.
Yeah, Egyptians, dude.
Halloween.
Oh, I see all, I know all.
Yeah, this is like a series, I guess. So this is the Halloween one. Like, Pagan Invasion is like a whole series. Yeah, there we go.
Nice.
Hello, I'm Chuck Smith.
Ooh, and there
Oh, Chuck!
Welcome to this edition of The Pagan Invasion.
Halloween is a festival that conjures up images of ghosts, skeletons, black cats, witches on broomsticks.
You know,
and
this,
little
for some
husky
reason, like,
children
doing this in front of a
scurrying
green screen
about the
threw this guy
neighborhood.
off, like, big time.
Oh, yeah. You probably did so many takes.
Yeah.
I just can't get it.
Yeah, he broke down like Ian McKellen when they were filming The Hobbit or whatever.
While there are some people who may be
I've heard
concerned
that story.
about
It's like,
the
how is it any
origins of
different than
Halloween
performing
and
on a
its
stage, you
focus on
faggot?
blood,
Like,
death,
Yeah,
difference
right.
in the occult, to
You
millions
perform
of
into
youngsters
half-assed
across the
props in
nation,
front of an
it has been
blaze. Like,
adopted
you know what I
as a
mean? Like,
time
what?
to pursue scary fun.
yeah, he's just being dramatic.
It is an opportunity to dress up in ghoulish or fanciful costumes, to engage in the fantasy of being a witch or a vampire, ghost or devil. Eager
Yeah, that's why
trick-or-treaters
people
solicit
dress
candy
up.
door to door or bob for apples at Halloween parties. Others brave haunted houses and horror movie marathons.
Hell yeah.
While the more daring visit cemeteries at midnight, play with Ouija boards, and hold seances in an effort to contact spirits of the dead.
Doesn't Mattel own?
One of the biggest promoters of Halloween is the public school system.
Them or
school-sponsored Halloween-themed activities often include dances, costume contests, carnivals, and arts and crafts
all those
projects.
things just sound.
Education officials admit that more
Guy, if you're gonna go after
into
public
the
schools, go after
celebration of
cup
Halloween
stacking, please.
than any other holiday.
Don't go after Halloween,
Christmas
go after
and
cup
Easter.
stacking.
Is the stimulation of a child's sense of fun and fear all there is to Halloween? Or is there more? For many entrepreneurs, Halloween is big business, a major promotional event used to bring in billions of dollars worth of revenue. In addition to the
So you
usual
open on
costumes
Big
of
Bird and
cartoon
Oscar.
characters for children, a growing number
Oh my
of
God.
outlets are featuring more macabre and sinister creations for purchase. This one well-known department store chain will sell more than $500 million worth of Halloween paraphernalia this year. And that doesn't include revenue from the sales of trick-or-treat candy. Costume shops such as this one are able to stay in business year-round as a result of the tremendous sales and rentals they receive during the Halloween rush.
Oh, look at that turtle mask, dude.
Farmers also view Halloween with an eye towards
Movie
making
accurate.
profits. Pumpkins are a traditional Halloween accessory used by households nationwide as jack-o'-lantern
Which movie?
decorations.
The first one or the
This
third?
one Southern
Third.
California field of only 164 acres will yield nearly a
If it's
quarter
a-
of $1 million.
If it's a mass-produced costume, it's
Halloween
going to be the third.
is manipulated by the promoters of horror movies and videos as a major marketing opportunity. While horror films used to be synonymous with B movies and considered the
they got the
conventional
original
low-budget
Little Shop.
industry standby, today
That's awesome.
they account
Well,
for
it's
nearly
public domain, and
20%
Jack
of
Nicholson
all
is in
the
it for like, it's like his
revenue
first
received by
movie.
feature film
And he's in it for like
producers
less than
and
5
distributors.
minutes, but like all the
The
public
success
domain,
of the
because it's public
technical
domain,
revolution
so
in
all the
special
copies of
effects
it
has attracted
have him
serious
like
film directors
front and center
to
on the cover,
produce
starring Jack
well-crafted,
Nicholson.
elaborate horror productions.
Such a
A
scam.
recent visit to
Yeah.
the Video Software Dealers Association exhibition in Las Vegas showed that the two biggest selling artistic genres
Is that Brittany Venti?
were pornography and horror. Hollywood
Nice.
is continuing to capitalize on society's growing craving for the occult and demonic.
The hell did you
The
just knock
irony
over?
is that
Fucking-
while these producers label such
Cat's
films
knocking
as
shit
fun
over. I
and
don't even know what it is.
make-believe, many of them hire practicing witches or Satanists as technical advisors who ensure the
Well, he's not
authentic
wrong. I mean, Hillary
reproductions
Clinton's got
and
her
performances
brood of
rituals,
witches that she brings with her, but we don't need to get into that.
spells, and curses.
Oh, Night of the Demons, Kino.
People like are so hyper
Look at this
during the
guy.
day. They need to come home and
Look at
watch
this
something
Coomer.
that's like
Yeah.
totally unreal. So
Yeah,
they can
be afraid of this guy,
release
not
themselves from all the pressure.
ghosts.
Yeah.
It's just the type of thing that makes you laugh and forget about life.
Yeah,
Over
he's
the
like,
last
after
2
I'm done
decades,
molesting a
most
kid, I
horror
love
films have
curling
become
up to the
far more
horror
graphic
movie.
in their depictions of violence and cruelty. Movies affectionately known as splatter films routinely
Dude, that guy
detail
looks exactly
torture
like.
and
Did you see what I
dismembering of
posted in the
bodies,
Discord about the
drinking
Oreo
of
review
blood,
channel?
cannibalism,
Yeah, I saw that on Eggy's
rape,
stream.
and a host of
Yeah,
other
fuck,
grotesque
dude, that guy is.
atrocities.
I mean, that guy was
Hilarious.
kind
Well, we
of
think it's pretty
funny.
fun.
Like
A
he
lot of
made
people
some
just like
funny
it 'cause it's
cracks,
fun,
but he
it's
looks
wacko, it's not
exactly
real,
like
and
this
so it's
guy,
just the
and he's
type of
just
thing
a
that people
fucking
like to watch, 'cause
loser.
You don't have
Yeah,
to think reality when you watch it.
Like that phenotype dude
Soy
with his
Jack.
glasses. Yeah, holy shit. The Maddox look, the Vsauce look, Vsauce Michael. Just like, whoof.
Most of these films
Goddamn
receive
right.
R ratings, which mean that children under 17 cannot view the
Frankenhooker,
film
Kino.
or rent the video without the accompaniment of
Hellraiser,
an
obviously,
adult.
Kino.
Yet this precaution is seldom enforced. For 15 is the average age of those who see these films. While many producers claim that these gruesome spectaculars are merely fun and not dangerous to the psyche of
Nightmare
our
on
youth,
Kino Street.
many of the scenarios from the horror films are duplicated in copycat crimes, which make for sensational headlines.
That you're further
Glenn
propagating
Hobbs
by
was
talking.
initiated into a satanic coven
Yeah.
as a child by his grandfather and continued participating for many years. I recently asked Glenn about his involvement and the importance of Halloween to the occultist.
Well, my involvement in satanic worship was, I was involved in it as a child. Of course,
Another
I was a
sociopath,
generational Satanist, what they call a generational Satanist, and what that means is that my family
Satanist?
was involved in it, and their family before them. Now, my
well, you're going
earliest
back
memories
generations
of
to before the
Halloween
Satanist
and
church was
some of
founded.
the things that were involved.
Oh, well, have a good night,
was-
Cat Poster.
It was a very
Thanks for coming by.
dark time for me as a child.
Have yourself
It was
an
something that
evening.
We'll
I
be
didn't
back.
enjoy.
Thank
you, buddy.
About your
We appreciate
involvement
it.
Like,
in
we're
any
doing like 3
rituals
of these a week.
Halloween as a child.
Trying to. We'll be back.
There was
We'll be
another
back
little girl that
Wednesday
was
at the
involved
latest.
in
Always.
the occult.
Always
with me,
Wednesday nights.
And her name was Becky. Now, Becky was a different type of child. She was
That fucking
blessed
retarded.
to be a sacrifice. I was
Oh.
being blessed to be a high priest, where she was
Nice.
being blessed and born into the coven there to be a sacrifice. Now, we were in a ritual where we were married together. It was a marriage
know if I missed
to the
anything good.
beast. And me and the little girl were married together, and there was a lot of sexual abuse that took place, and a lot of blood that was spilt over us.
Is he
joining
admitting
us
to
together.
raping a child?
When do Halloween rituals actually
he's-
begin?
he was a child
What is
as
the
well.
ultimate purpose
Okay.
of Halloween?
Oh, okay.
Well, the ritual that I remember
Okay.
the most clearly began about the end of September. Me and the little girl, the one I mentioned named Becky, the abuse was very concentrated at that time. We were taken into several rooms.
Yeah, it might be
where our
time for some
clothing was
smoke.
removed.
Vapor.
We
Dude,
spent
I
like
the
the way you
next
think.
couple of weeks in
He's
a
just
kind of a
talking about
shack
SRA, dude.
where
Satanic
a lot
ritual
of
abuse.
rituals went on, where
MK
a
Ultra
lot of
programming.
animals were killed.
That's
They
how you
summoned
create a fucking
Lucifer and his
split
spirit
in the mind,
to
dude, is
come and,
traumatic sex
possess
to a
me,
child.
and so that I would be
can
blessed
break their
to
mind
take over
into
the
multiple
position of the high
personalities.
priest at a certain point in time.
That's why the celebrities
now,
that have their
Halloween
pictures
night,
taken and like pose in front
they
of like a
had,
broken
again,
mirror.
put me and the little
That's
girl
like
in
signaling
the
to
back
the
of this
elite that
van,
that celebrity is a certain
and
type
we
of MK
again
Ultra.
drove off, which seemed like for a long time. We were drugged once again.
Just like if
and
celebrities
we
have
finally
tattoos
just
of
stopped.
diamonds.
They
Look
took the
for
little girl out
diamonds,
and they
dude.
left me in the
Celebrities that
van.
have diamonds or
I
like
could hear
tattoos
a lot
of diamonds on
commotion
them,
that was
dude.
going on outside.
That means the females that have diamond tattoos are they will do anything sexually.
This
They are
low
diamonds in the
murmuring
rough.
and
They
moaning
are.
noise that was
They
going
will.
on, like some kind of
That's
a
what it
low
means. It
chanting
means that
noise that was
like a
going on.
black
So I knew
like a black
in my
spade.
mind there was some type of a ritual
Yeah,
going
yeah,
on.
yeah.
because I'd heard
It's like
many
that in
times
that community,
before.
but it's like
You know, it
for
was real
the
common to see people fall on
brainwashed
the ground and convulse
sex
and-
slaves.
and
They're
go
the
into
best ones.
convulsions
The ones with the
during
diamonds on
rituals
them.
and stuff with the demonic presence that were around.
They've all
And,
got different
finally,
symbols and shit.
a woman came to the back of the van and she said, "It's time to go." And she brought me out of the van, and I could see that there was just a lot of people around. Some were dressed in dark brownish kind of robes with hoods over
He's
them.
totally not
They
just pulling,
took me
like,
up
just-
and they
he's,
led
like,
me up
thinking.
to this stone altar.
He's like, what's gonna freak them out? Oh yeah, oh yeah. And they took us to the
I
cemetery where they already had an
I saw the
altar
little
placed
girl,
out.
and she was on the altar. Now, at first, you know, I just wondered what was going on because you
So
never
is he
knew.
gonna
I mean,
admit to
they used
murder
the
right
altar
now?
for a lot of different things. They could have just been sacrificing an animal over, could have been a sexual abuse from the high priest on to her. You know, it was a hard thing to know for sure. Well, they ushered me up to the altar, and I could see that they had bound her feet. They had her feet spread apart, her legs, and they had bound them
Starting
to
to
the
sweat.
ends of the altar, and they
Yeah.
had taken her arms, which were laying out this
Had
way.
her feet bound.
and
This is just this
them
pervert's
to the altar,
fucking.
which had
Yeah, he's
little
starting to get hard.
kind of like
Yeah, dude.
hooks, which they could bind the ropes around. And she was really white. Just I remember seeing her, and she was just real pale and real
I've never seen a
white.
black Satanist.
And I noticed that
Yeah.
they had
well,
slit
Walker.
the bottoms of her feet.
That was an
her
Oreo
wrists.
cookie.
And
Yeah.
they were taking the blood that was running out of those.
Black people see
areas
Satanism and they're just
putting
like,
them
"Oh,
into
Lord."
chalices and passing those
Lord.
Oh hell
around
no!
to different people
Yeah.
who were
I ain't doing the white
partaking
people
of her
shit.
blood. then the
just
the
like
high
in that
priest,
True Blood show, all the black
he
characters
took
are
the
just like,
autonomy of
hell
the
no, I ain't
ritual
getting around these
knife,
vampire.
That's
and
awesome.
He picked it up and he put my hand on it, and then he forced it into her chest.
It is
No,
kind of how they
So
are.
when I
Blacks
think back on
have good
Halloween,
instincts about ghouls and
you know,
witches
over
and
that period of
vampires,
time
stuff
that
like
happened,
stuff
you
like
know,
that.
was the
Yeah.
climax event.
No. That is their
Halloween
strong
night,
suit.
where they
People,
killed
yeah,
that
people
innocent little
laugh
girl.
when you see
And
them react to magic, but
this is something that's
They know.
happening
Yeah, they
every
know what's up.
Halloween. That's not
They
just
know
an
not to
isolated
trust it.
event.
yeah,
I mean, there are children all
you
over
won't be
No, that
you
is
won't be
losing
laughing
their
when you
lives
let the vampire in
during
and they
Halloween
don't.
night. And yet we,
Because that's the
as a
thing. You got to let the
society,
vampire in your
we
house.
go out
Yeah.
and celebrate
can't
it, and
come
we
in.
go door
Yeah.
to door, and we ask for candy, and it's a
But a
it's
black
big
man knows to
celebration
ask
us.
every
And I think
person that
it's
tries to come in,
quite
are you a
ironic
vampire?
Yeah,
How one group of people are thinking it's fun, and another group of people
Look at this guy.
are taking human life, and yet they don't. You know, there seems to be this wall.
He's talking like a
nobody wants to
goddamn
face
robot.
The facts of what's really going on.
Today, reports from all over the world show a growing concern over the mushrooming attraction towards the occult. Heinous crimes connected with the occult, according to police, are reaching epidemic proportions.
Pittsburgh.
Halloween is the
Wait, was
time
it?
when community service
Yeah.
organizations warn that children
yeah.
and
That was just
animals
some junkie
are most
murdering another
likely to
junkie.
be abducted.
Yeah, and carving
To
a
truly
pentagram into his
understand the
forehead.
significance of Halloween and its role in this mayhem, we must
Or
go
a
back
meth head
to its
eating somebody's
historic
heart.
roots.
Ooh. Here we go. Let's see if this matches up with Robert's research
What you
into
are
the
looking
beginnings
at
of
are
Halloween.
actual rituals and spells being performed by practicing witches and druids throughout America.
Well, it's probably
and
going to have a spin Brother
These
Robert
are not
would
actors
disapprove
or
of.
reenactments.
Yes.
They are real.
Most of Halloween's customs are the remainders of
probably have
pagan
some global
superstition
homo
relating to
spin.
Samhain, the Druidic New Year. The Druids
Oh, I was
were
just
the
gonna say painting it in a
influential
negative
priests,
light.
magicians, and sorcerers of the nature religions that
Halloween, though,
prevailed in
is the
early
real
northern
thing that it
Europe.
comes from, though.
These native beliefs permeated Celtic
Because
culture
the
for
fear
about
of
2,000
Halloween is
years,
like
up until the
Samhainophobia.
introduction of Christianity. Today, a revival of the practices of Druidism, along with various forms of witchcraft and nature worship, are sweeping across Europe and
Yes,
North
single
America.
mothers all over America are looking for something and it's coming to paganism. They don't really know what they're doing, but they feel good about themselves.
Yeah, these fucking people in the 90s are worried about this shit.
Yeah.
And then they couldn't even see the writing of the wall of what was coming.
People
Yeah.
from all walks
Yeah,
of life,
China, the
from
gays.
soap opera stars
This is what you were worried
to
about?
doctors.
Well, I think they were
lawyers,
worried about the
dentists,
gays back
and
then.
toilet cleaners.
Yeah, but
They actually had more
Anybody
cultural
can be
sway
a
back
druid.
then. That's why I always like.
on Primrose
Holy
Hill,
shit!
which is one of the sacred
This looks
sites in
like
London. And
who's
it
the
was
guy's
here
name from
that the
Community?
Druid order
Dan,
was
like the
inaugurated
nice guy.
in its
I forget his
last,
name.
most recent cycle in 1717.
Nice guy?
when,
I don't know,
a
he's
number of
like-
Druids
Community?
from
In
Wales,
Community,
Scotland, and Ireland and Brittany
He's
and
first
England
in the
came
episode
together,
where they
and
have to partner
it is here that
with like
that
other
some of the
people
ceremonies are
in their
held.
biology class or
Samhain
whatever.
was seen as a time when the dividing
Todd,
line
I
between the
think.
dead and the living was at its thinnest. Consequently,
Todd.
contact with spirit beings was
I don't
thought to
remember.
be easiest.
I don't know.
Samhain was also one of the major fire festivals of the Celts.
Oh well.
At this time, the Druidic priesthood
Samhain.
led the
Someone in
people
chat got it.
diabolical worship
Someone in chat who's
ceremonies
seen
in which they would sacrifice animals and humans in ritual killings.
Human sacrifice has absolutely no place in the modern tradition. Just because we see a pagan revival doesn't mean that we wish to go back to barbarism of any sort. So it's a
I mean,
bit of
it is
a red
what it
herring.
is,
It's not
you know?
something we like to talk about.
Yeah, that's what it is.
The
It's
name
happened
for
everywhere.
Druid
You don't
is
do it
from the
anymore,
Greek
so-
word drus, meaning oak.
Well, it's
Druids
done in a
usually
different way.
select groves
Well-
of oaks for their ceremonies and
It's done in
use
a
the
different
leaves
way
in their
over many
sacred
years,
rites.
and then the subject
The
commits
work of the
suicide
Druids
after a year
consists
of
in
mental torture and
reuniting
body
us with the
mutilation.
world of nature
That's the new form of
externally
sacrifice.
and internally with that stream of ancient wisdom
It's
and
the new
knowledge.
form of child
Sharing
sacrifice
the
too.
Druidic tradition of nature worship is witchcraft. The title witch is from the Saxon word Wicca, meaning the one who practices sorcery. The Oxford Dictionary states that a Wiccan is one who is twisted, bent, or warped. Despite attempts from modern Wiccans
Very
to
stupid. Look at
sanitize
this.
the original intention of witchcraft,
I mean, yeah,
its
I saw
practice
that
cannot
in
be
the.
divorced from demonology.
In the woods.
O guardians
Yeah,
of the
they're probably all
watchtower
gonna
of the
fuck.
east, I Ishtar,
Oh,
high
Ishtar?
priestess and witch, do summon and stir thee. I
That's
command
not
thy
necessarily
presence
pagan,
at
Ishtar.
this our meeting, to guard over our circle and to witness
Well,
our
this is all
rights.
bullshit anyways.
Well, it's a
Yeah,
bunch. It's a
it-
bunch of mishmash of just
Yeah,
various
because
whatever.
So mote it be.
Ishtar is Babylonian,
Yeah.
I think.
Like when people say pagan, like obviously, like it just refer like all it was
I
different
know
in
it's,
every
it's
region.
just anything. It's just anything.
It's
I know
yeah.
it's just anything that's not
I was
Christian
a witch
or
for as
you
long as
know
I can remember.
Judaic
or even
Islam.
just yeah.
Even it depends on how it is. And
yeah.
There has been a great revival.
It's about as
I
muddy
believe
as you
there's
can
about
get.
1 million people in England alone.
Yeah, it's just lumping everybody together.
Yeah, no, it really is because it's like different.
Well, I was gonna say it's just more just blending of different like aesthetics, like different like oh we'll do
Yeah,
this.
Oh, here we go.
Everything from druids to Bruce Lee.
Many people
Well, yeah, exactly.
practicing witchcraft in Britain.
It's probably why.
I don't think the druids were doing fucking karate chops into pieces of
I regard
plywood
myself as a natural witch.
Yeah.
or stacks of bricks.
I've regarded myself as a witch since early childhood. I was brought up in a very isolated part of the country, on the Welsh border, which has a long tradition of magic.
Oh, that's why this is your Welsh.
Welsh sorcerers.
Yeah.
It's almost as if there's a kind of grassroots feeling back towards paganism. We live in a kind of post-Christian era almost, and that people are moving towards a kind of
except it's going to be a
neo-paganism, I
Muslim
suppose.
one for you.
We learn as
Brits.
practicing witches to tap
Good
into
luck.
forces of nature and to actually, if you like, send out a spell or an incantation or an invocation in a very powerful way.
It's in many ways to bring you back to nature, to bring oneself back to nature, and to
Wow, the
learn
sound on
how
this
we
guy.
fit in
They
with the
really
natural
did it in
scheme
this room.
of the universe and the natural scheme of the earth, and understanding.
Yeah, they caught him in his pantry.
What we need to do to heal the planet.
Because worship of nature is so central to their theology, large numbers of practicing druids.
Well, why?
and
Yeah, it's a
witches
thing.
are
Why not?
dedicated
Witchy
to today's
martial arts
ecology movement.
specialist.
We have a number of initiatives.
Well, yeah, just playing as the
which
druid
include,
class.
planting
The
groves of
warrior
sacred
monk.
trees, and a campaign for individual ecological responsibility, which is concerned with showing how each of us can become ecologically responsible.
I think the time is coming.
I guarantee the vast majority of these people, the ones who are still alive now in 2021,
There are answers here.
don't follow any of this shit and haven't for years.
As a practicing witch, to sit back.
Well over it. Probably since like a little bit after this was filmed.
Yeah, they grew right out of it.
Answer unto me.
They've got
Halloween
the
is
cross
often
of
confused
Osiris
as a
there.
Christian holiday because of its association with Christian All Saints' Day or the Eve of St. Hallows, All Souls' Day. In fact, the original Christian dedication used to be celebrated in May and was intended to honor those Christians who died for their faith. But by the
Somebody
9th
was saying
century,
that
the
the other day in
influential
chat,
Roman
in the
Catholic
last
Church changed
chat.
the holiday to November, and the Protestant Church soon followed. Today, a thin Christian veil attempts to disguise an ancient pagan festival of the dead, which has become not only a secular observance, but notorious.
Maybe it's just
as the
because
most
she's British, but I don't
favourite
get like a
witches,
strong like
sorcerers, and
evangelical
devil
feeling
worshippers.
from this video.
I can't really say
No.
when I became.
It's kind of like I don't know, like it doesn't feel as
part of my room.
compared to something like Fire by Night, you know?
I think I'm a very autumn
How do you get
person.
that title of the Witch
We
Queen
dress up
of
the
Kent?
house with cobwebs and so on. We cast
Be the
a
biggest
circle.
C, dude.
And we have a smoky
Yeah, be
cauldron
the
and we
biggest,
all
baddest
scry,
witch in that
which
part
means
of town.
questions, clairvoyance,
Or they're
into the smoke
just
under the
taking
cauldron.
people's
And we open the
interviews
gates
out of
of the
context.
underworld.
Yeah.
If any spirits want to come forward and speak, we listen to them.
My first
And just attributing whatever they want to them.
Yeah, they're just like, who
Notice how they
Most
none
likely
of
the
them
case.
have like last names.
Yeah.
The ancient Druids worshipped Baal, one of the most powerful of
Yep,
all the
Baal.
demon kings. In the list of Enochian
Baal,
demons,
Baal.
Baal is said to be a king which is of the power of the East. Eastern religions emphasize that spiritual
And when
power
she says
comes from
East, she means
meditation.
Babylonian. She
The
doesn't
common
mean.
denominator between Druids,
Wow, what a
witches, and
disingenuous
Satanists
bitch.
is the practice of meditation for the purpose of
What
making
a
contact
bitch.
with the spirits
Baal
of
is
the
like-
dead
She means-
or disembodied
It means like
souls.
India.
You do a lot of
Yeah, that's as
meditation
far
with
east
the-
as any of this
the
goes. It
arts,
doesn't go, but yeah.
And you get onto this higher plane.
And back then,
it
Asia
becomes
meant
less
like
physical and more mental.
Constantinople.
It takes years of painstaking
And it still does,
study,
like in the UK and shit.
meditational work.
Yeah, so it's like, what a
finding higher mind,
disingenuous cunt.
being able to actually tap into the forces of nature and use those.
I have, on occasion, touched upon, I suppose you could call them spirit guides. People describe them in different way. I am aware of a hierarchy of
That's spooky, dude.
spiritual advisors who live on
That's so funny.
The one with the scuba mask.
that you can approach.
That's scary.
That will acknowledge you
wearing
and advise you and assist
Well, he had
you.
like a helmet on.
We have what we call contacts.
Just talking about people who trip.
For them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They are.
You see how she smiled at the end?
That's the easy thing to call them.
That's what I was wondering.
Which
like,
can
what?
be people who have lived on the earth, or they can be god forms. They become
Who is this lady?
Benicio del Toro.
almost as real as the people standing next to you. And whoever else you call,
Come on, you're too
doesn't
old for
actually
this.
materialise.
You've missed
You
it.
can't see them in
Go
the
do
physical
something,
sense, but
play
mentally,
checkers
you
or
know
make some
that
tea.
they are there. You can see them in your mind's eye.
They represent really
like pickles.
forces in the universe.
Yep.
Forces that are like gravity or wind. But
trying to
they're forces that have to do with our
figure out
internal
this lady's,
makeup and make our minds work
accent.
in the way that they work.
Margaret Adler, practicing
Tard.
witch and author of Drawing Down the Moon, warns that the trance state, with its roots in ancient shamanism and paganism, is not to be entered into lightly or when alone. For the spirit to be contacted actually enters the witch's body, using it to deliver a verbal message.
There is a possibility if you don't cast a circle,
Here we go.
the
A
forces
witch
that can
queen
come
of
into the room
Germany.
could take over in a form of possession. We had one example here.
Why doesn't she have a German accent?
Where one young woman, a nurse, was possessed by, I don't know what it was, but
I'm
a
guessing
horrible voice
because
came
she's
through her,
royalty, dude.
and she passed out.
Yeah, yeah, okay. Of course.
The fact is that witches, as well as Satanists, commemorate Halloween night with the same fervent dedication to invoke spirits for personal power.
Queen of heaven, queen of hell, horned hunter of the night.
They always gotta do this shit with the ropes.
And work our will by magic right.
Glenn, you've now been a Christian for some time. What is your reaction when you see Halloween celebrated by people?
I'm assuming
Whenever Halloween
he
time starts coming around,
became a Christian in prison?
the 1st of October,
After he killed that little
you go into
girl?
the store,
100%. Yeah,
what?
You see the costumes, you
Because,
see
like,
It's just like the
pictures
guy
of
that we
little
saw on the
girl
Fire by
putting the
Night.
witch's hat on her, and the little boy
Who was
getting
who said he was a
excited about getting the
Satanist.
devil
He was in
mask.
prison though.
You see the candy, you
Yeah.
see the Halloween pumpkins, you see people decorating their
Come on, man! Don't bring the
skeletons
pumpkins
and
into this.
all these symbols.
Yeah, don't bring the
of death.
pumpkins into this.
You know, it only serves to bring back horrifying memories to me. Memories of death, memories of children being so abused, so ripped of everything, their character, all in the name of Satan. If a person could really stop the next time they go into that store and realize that there are children who are going to lose their life because people are taking this a step further. There are people out there who don't just celebrate Halloween with trick-or-treat candy.
I think
This
there's
is
more
a
people abusing
religious
children who
holiday
aren't
to them. This is something that
Satanists.
is holy and sacred,
Yeah.
and they are taking innocent human life. I can't say, go ahead and have Halloween fun. It doesn't matter if you're participating in Halloween, even if you're not a Satanist, you know, if it's just for fun. No, because these Satanists are using this as a smokescreen.
This is completely
Glenn, you
unrelated,
said
but
that Halloween is a religion
have you guys
of
seen
Satan.
that?
What do you think
that
when
90s
you see
show
churches
is going to be
and
a thing?
Christians celebrating Halloween?
Is it going to have a reunited cast?
It's just going to be Red and Kitty, and it's Eric and
Jesus
Donna's daughter comes to
take
visit
on
them.
this horrible demonic.
It's like oh well, here's the seal.
Christians should be the ones.
It's a
who are
Netflix
standing
series.
up against this.
Dude,
Christians should be the ones who are saying
it's gonna be
these
the worst
things are
shit.
happening, and we want to
Only
stand
have
against
Fez.
this.
Only have
Churches
Fez.
should not be
Yeah,
having these
and have him hitting on her
parties
the
at
entire
all.
time, like a
They should
15-year-old.
be coming together.
Oh,
as
yeah, and he's
brothers
like
and
30,
sisters in Christ,
37.
binding together.
We couldn't do it though.
and
Like
coming
Red
against
couldn't
these
be
dark
like
forces,
racist
praying for
towards
these
Fez.
children, that God will
You know,
spare their lives.
or if they do, or
That
if they
somehow
did, they
God
would
will
have to like
intervene
humiliate Red
and
in
save
some
these
sort of
children.
way.
Yeah.
Whether the public
You'd have
chooses
to be like,
believe
you know
in the
what?
frightening growth of
I'm sick
Satanism
of
or
being
not,
racist. This
the
isn't the
fact
right
is
way.
that a highly organized network of Satanists are operating in a
No, you can't have it. You can't have him like try to redeem himself. He just has to humiliate himself and be the butt of a joke.
And are integrated into all professions and walks of life.
I don't fucking care if you
We
fucking
go
come
now
to
to
their
a
side.
special report
You
from
fucking
noted
kidding me?
author Hal Lindsey, who is on location at a site known to be used for satanic rituals.
We came out to a place in the hills east of Los Angeles, to a location that has been identified in the past with ritual worship and, we believe, Satanism. Frequently, this site has been discovered.
I was
with
going to say
candles
archaeologist.
that have been used in ritual.
Yeah.
And you can look
Don't
at
wear
some of
the don't wear
artifacts
the
we found
outfit
here
if you're not
today,
going to
upside
fucking
down
be
crosses
one,
that
dude.
were put around. Bones
That's
that,
a privilege,
here.
not a right, to wear the
And,
archaeologist
various
outfit.
satanic symbols.
Only
but
a few can
also
get away with
something
it, like
disturbing
Discovery
in
Jones.
the light of what we'll be talking about in the future, and that is the diaper
Dr.
of a
Grant.
very, very small baby.
The diaper?
You know, I believe that this country is experiencing a pagan invasion, including a new
That's the name of the
upsurge
tape.
practice of witchcraft,
Yep.
the New Age, and as we will talk about today, outright Satanism. Around the
Black
middle
Sabbath.
of the 1960s, there was a dramatic upsurge in satanic worship.
Oh, Anton
beginning with
LaGay.
Anton LaVey
Yep.
and his writing
What a
of the
fucking homo.
Satanic Bible. And the
His
founding
daughter
of
was
the
hot,
Church of
though. She
Satan
looked
in San
just like,
Francisco in 1966.
She looks
I
just like
watched
Taylor
as
Swift.
This accelerated, not just
Really?
in the West Coast, but
Yeah.
around the country.
The
When
face would
Charles
know
Manson
Taylor
and
Swift,
his gang in
Satanist cutie.
1969 committed
Yeah.
the horrible
To berate.
brutal crime at Sharon Tate's home. This
Pig.
was done in connection with all of the paraphernalia of Satanism.
Charlie didn't do it.
This started a
He was
whole
set up. He was set up.
avalanche of
He
satanic
also
crimes.
wasn't allowed to speak
We've
at his
seen
trial
serial
because they
murders.
thought he was going to
We
be
have
able to
watched as
brainwash
one
the
after
jury.
another
That's so
has been
fucking
brought to
retarded.
light. Many
You have
murders
no
have
rights
been
in this
discovered.
country.
Satanic
You have no
symbols
right
were
to a
discovered
trial.
at the
You have no
Pentagon.
right to a fair trial if they think you're great. If
and
they
all
think
sorts
that you're
of things of this nature were done. But more distressing,
I
we
don't
have
even
found all
know.
over the
They'll just
country
say that you can
reports
read
that
minds,
there are
and then
animals
you're not
that have
allowed
been
to
mutilated
testify.
in a very skillful and
Well,
specific
regardless
style
if he was
that
responsible
shows
for
that
it
they
or
were
not, he
ritually
probably
offered
belonged
as
in prison.
sacrifices.
Oh, yeah.
It was probably better Charlie Manson
Where there
was
have
in
been
prison.
girls that have been used
But
as
then there's
Probably.
also, like,
and their infant children have been
He
sacrificed.
may
recorded a
have
couple albums with
Oh yeah.
Seems to be
Dennis
the
Wilson.
Henry Rollins,
day
right?
for the Satanist and the occultist.
I meant in prison.
Halloween is the time when all
In
across
I've
the
never
country,
heard that. With Henry
secret
Rollins?
Yeah.
places
No.
Yeah.
in the dark, there will be little babies.
It's I think he has the only.
sacrificed to
There's
Satan.
only like 2 sets of tapes,
Don't
and
believe it?
Rollins has
bizarre.
one of them, and
I
then
know it's hard to believe myself.
the guy who
but
has
there has
his
been such
ashes has the other.
acceleration
Huh.
of worship of Satan that we believe that these sorts of
I've
things
never heard
are
that.
happening, and we
Shit.
have evidence that they are.
So Henry Rollins did something cool in his life?
Country, as it exists elsewhere. It is appallingly evil. It
guess.
is about murder. It is about child abuse. It's about sexual abuse. It is no joke and must be taken seriously and must be dealt with.
All right, I gotta
If
get to
they
lunch.
can ritually
Just some
abuse
guy off the street.
children, if they
Some
can
bloke.
in any way sexually abuse children, anything to destroy a child's innocence or their trust or their
Schnoebelen?
wonder at the world, they will do it.
The most tragic stories that I've ever heard are where a child has told people what's been happening, and the adults have said, "Don't be stupid. That doesn't happen in this country. You're making up stories. You're lying."
The problem we're coming across is
look at this guy.
that the higher officials
Is that
and
mustache
these
real?
public organizations do not want to acknowledge this
It
is
just
crime.
looks fake.
We need to lift that veil
Such a weird,
of misunderstanding and saying, hey,
the white
this is
hairs.
a crime to be dealt with. It's the crime of the 90s. It's not going away.
Satanists want to recruit. We know that it's been going on for many years. This is not new, but their arrogance and their outwardness about the way they recruit is becoming unbelievable.
Sometimes they'll simply suck them in through the local high schools. Sex and drug
Suck 'em
parties.
off.
We have
Suck
an
'em right in.
epidemic of young people participating in some strata of Satanism. Now, that doesn't mean that they're all
It's just
out
not a bunch of
sacrificing
Hispanic
human
kids.
beings,
Yeah.
but they may very well be doing the rituals that involve mutilation of animals. One fire
I don't think
department
it's tracking
individual
any of
told me all of the woods around our area have these types of rituals going on.
It is believed that if you kill an animal, that exerts a tremendous amount of
Fucking
energy
nerd.
that the people there can sort of
Yeah,
vampirize
fucking
on.
loser.
And so animals would be slain, and this is
feel like
especially
we've
true on
seen
the
him
high
before.
holidays like Beltane
Probably
and
in
Samhain,
one of these things we watched
Halloween,
last
and
year.
May Eve.
There's something about sacrifice. If you do it once, you want to do it all the time.
Yeah.
Once you've actually passed the barrier of sacrificing an animal, you get this sort of bloodlust where you really want to do it. And I really wanted to do it.
Yeah. 2 former satanic high priestesses. Not just women seeking attention at all.
This
Yeah.
lady in a
What's-
black robe
who
came forward with
fucking
this
named
little
them high
baby.
priest?
And at first I didn't realise
Oh,
it was a real baby. And she just laid it on the altar. It was breathing, but it wasn't crying. And then the high priest just took the athame, or the ceremonial dagger, and just cut the baby's throat and caught the blood in a chalice. At that point, I was staggering, reeling. I thought I was just going to throw up.
The thing is, it's all just like
couldn't
regular
believe it.
people, and
But
like
by
if
then,
you know, I
I
mean,
was
like
so scared.
like what you were saying, Prophet. Like
I just
if
stood
anyone's
there.
seeing that shit, it's rich
And then
people.
when I was led forward,
People
I
with a
thought,
lot
"This
of
is it.
people with a
It's
lot
your
of
turn.
power
You're
and
gonna kill
influence. If it's happening, that's like
and I was
this
lifted
this
up onto
this
the altar,
this hag
and
isn't
I,
fucking
at that
seeing
time,
it.
was still in white.
Yeah,
it was
regular
part of
It's
a
not for
ceremony,
the
a
masses.
sacrifice known as the sacrifice of the
Yeah,
white
if it is
virgin.
happening, then they're getting something out of it.
Yeah.
It's not for us.
And the same blood that had come from the baby was daubed all over my body. Then the high priest
Oh come on! I don't
raped
want to think
me.
about that. Not the baby.
And I think at that moment,
her.
I was just, the fact I was still alive
It's
went
just
through my mind. I thought, you're still alive. I then had to sign in blood a parchment stating that
Says
I
you're
would
gay.
never, ever reveal
why you're
what
here.
had happened in a covenant. If I did, I would die.
Are human beings being sacrificed?
Oh, this guy's so Chad. Just so
Yes,
alpha.
They are. There's a lot of
Yeah.
things that I
I'm
would
gonna
look
sign
for
that check. Yes.
to make
Yeah.
a determination on a ritualistic
Prince
crime.
of Darkness
Could be
is
marks
a
that are
good
found at
John
the scene,
Carpenter
it may
movie.
be things like a
He's like,
pentagram, it may
does
be
the
an
Los
upside-down
Angeles
cross,
Police Department
could
beat
be, again, the
minorities?
number 666.
Yes, we do.
Could be a loss of blood in the body.
Sir, this isn't Los Angeles.
Certain parts removed in a certain manner. Their victims.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Some were targeted.
I know,
for
they always show
specific
them as
reasons.
gnarly as shit
One,
in
because
this.
they wouldn't join. 2, because they did join and they want to drop out. Some of their victims are themselves. They voluntarily do it.
In many satanic groups, a mother will be asked to sacrifice her own child to Satan, and she may even, in fact, be ritually impregnated to do that. She may even specifically have been impregnated, and then when the child is born, they never register the child as being born, and they kill it in a very horrible way, and sometimes the mother herself is actually asked to do it.
Some of you may not even believe what you've just seen. You may believe that this is just something that's aberrational and that it just doesn't reach
Guy's
the
pretty
mainstream of
slick-looking.
America. But just think about some of the headlines we've had recently. The case in Matamoros, where a group in Mexico were practicing human sacrifice.
Well, that shit down
where
there,
they
yeah. No,
kidnapped and
there's
actually
some weird shit
sacrificed
going
several
on down there.
innocent young people. And
I
think
believe
about the
that.
Night Stalker case here in Los Angeles
Oh.
with Ramirez
Yes,
brazenly
he was-
flashing the satanic symbol and saying,
Hey, what's up,
"Hail
friend
Satan,"
173?
holding up his palm
Oh,
with a
Richard
pentagram
Ramirez?
in it.
Yeah.
Ramirez was convicted
He was
of
such
some
an
of the most
edgelord.
brutal crimes that we've ever seen in this civilized society. One case where he caused the woman to say, "Hail Satan," while he was raping and sodomizing her alongside of her husband, whom he had already murdered. These are things that were done as a result, I believe, of getting involved in Satanism.
No, because he was a fucking mentally ill
hardcore
psycho.
Satanists are involved in criminal activity.
and then saw things on the
and
TV.
for that reason, they are going
It
to
literally did. That's where he got all that shit from. I mean, I guess I guess these people are like,
they're doctors, they're lawyers,
like in
they're
like yeah, like to a
teachers, they're
degree, like
oftentimes people who
yeah,
are in
like
positions of great
retards
influence
and like
over
crazy
small
people
children.
will like read or hear lyrics and shit like that and interpret it. You know, going back to Charles Manson with like
In
the
a
Beatles,
recent letter
if
to
that's true,
syndicated advice
like the Helter
columnists
Skelter shit.
and landers, a concerned parent wrote of a fourth grade teacher who had asked her students to write a short essay on what they would most like to do to celebrate Halloween. 80% of her 9-year-olds expressed the wish to kill somebody. It is easy to see how Halloween's ambiance can promote an unhealthy desire
He just
for
said
violence.
80% of a 9-year-old
All of
class said
today's
they'd kill
seemingly
people.
innocent Halloween
Everyone poops their
customs and
diapers about
symbols
fake news,
have
but
their
like,
origins in the ancient Celtic
like,
days.
wow,
you didn't give a shit about it
For
back
example, the practice
Yeah,
of
when they were
trick or
saying
treat
that
is a Celtic tradition,
80% of third
where
graders
people
would
gave
kill
food in
for
return
Halloween.
for blessings from spirits of the dead. Failure to supply treats would result in
Fuck.
demonic retaliation. Jack-o'-lanterns grew out of the Celtic tradition of carving the faces of demonic spirits on turnips and later on pumpkins.
There's the
The
turnips
World
again.
Book
Dude.
Encyclopedia says the apparently harmless lighted pumpkin face of the jack-o'-lantern
No, it's nothing
is
more
actually
pagan than
an
a turnip.
ancient symbol of a damned soul.
Yeah, just disgusting.
Candlelit pumpkins or skulls at a home signified that the occupants were sympathetic to Satan and would therefore receive mercy by spirits and trick-or-treaters on their Halloween rounds. Perhaps
Listen
the
to the other
most
night with
sickening of
Robert.
all Druidic New Year practices were the human sacrifices which
Had to do
occurred
with
at
getting
midnight.
drunk and going home from the
Adults
bar or
and
something
children
like
alike would be thrown into huge fires while the celebrants danced around
you
them
know what
in
we should,
demonic
a
fits
1 year
of
goal we
abandon.
should set, Prophet.
By morning's light, only
Next year
ashes
during
and
Comfy
bones would
Ween,
remain.
we get Robert
These
on.
were
We
called
get Robert
bonfires,
on.
Oh my God,
which is
no,
where we
Robert
get the
would never
tradition
come
of
on.
bonfires today.
I mean, we can set it as a goal, but I don't
The
think he would
Druids
ever do it.
believed that black cats
don't.
were reincarnations of
Dude,
the
it
evil
would be
dead
like that.
and
No,
were
it would be like
possessed
that
with
episode of
supernatural power and knowledge.
Family Guy
Bobbing
when
for apples
Brian
was
gets
part of the
Noam
Druidic New
Chomsky
Year
or
sexual
whoever, or
divination
Gore
ceremony
Vidal
of
come on the
fertility.
show, and
The
it's just an
broomstick
absolute
and witches'
shit show at
hats
that
were
point.
originally considered phallic
Well, not
symbols.
well, not for like a whole
When
show,
used
but
in
like
the
a
rituals
segment.
of
Like
witchcraft,
if we could like get him
objects
on.
supposedly transformed
I
sexual
know.
energy released
It'd
during
just be like,
orgasm
so
into
im-
psychic
be like,
energy.
Robert, I'm a huge fan.
By
and be like,
understanding the pagan
this is my
origins
show,
of
cards on
Halloween,
deck.
we can no longer claim ignorance. As parents, we are called to a
Robert, I
sense of
respect you
responsibility
as an anthropologist.
and must
Like you've done
decide
more for
whether
the
to
white
allow our
race than
children
anyone
to
in the last like
participate in
10
cultic
years.
celebrations which glorify the
Welcome
powers
to my
of
show, Cards on
darkness.
Deck.
Deuteronomy chapter 18 spells out God's position concerning man's participation in divination, sorcery, or communicating with the dead. Verse 12 states that whoever does these things is detestable to the Lord. By participating in the customs of Halloween, whether in fun or ignorance, we are continuing in practices which have been consecrated to Satan. People who love the Lord should stand for separation from these things and not compromise. Christians can gather together at Halloween and use the night to educate themselves to the dangers of paganism.
Educate
and to take
yourself.
the opportunity to pray
Yeah.
and wage spiritual warfare against the powers of darkness in their community. It can be
there's the dark
combined
arts
with a
thing
time
again,
of
dude.
worship,
If they
praise,
offered
and thanksgiving to our Heavenly Father for
defense against the
victory
dark
over
arts
Satan,
classes.
death, and hell. Many of the people appearing on this program got involved in the occult because of a desire for divine-like power. The source of occult power is
definitely did.
Satan. It is deceptive, exploitive, and will eventually fail to deliver on its promises. And there is always a hidden and heavy price to pay. The power God offers mankind, on the other hand, stems from a personal caring for that which He created. If you don't know God, but would like to experience His life-changing power, then recognize that Jesus Christ wants to be the Lord and Savior of your life.
I don't know if this really sold
If
me
you
on
accept the fact that
Christianity,
His
but
death
it
and
definitely
resurrection
dissuaded
is
me from
payment in
Satanism.
full for all of your sins, you will have everlasting life. Within all of us, there is a God-shaped vacuum. Throughout the ages,
Yeah,
man has
look at this-
attempted
look
to
at the
fill that
CGI,
void
dude.
with the things of the
Yeah,
world.
this is like a PC
But
game
it is
from the
only
90s.
through a relationship with our Creator
A
that
little
we
bit
can
better.
Be truly satisfied.
Yeah, well,
I
this
think
like
money, yo.
Scriptures
This is
reveal
like a
the way
cutscene
in which
from
we
one, you
can
know
be
what I mean?
reconciled to God, and that is through the provisions of His Son, Jesus Christ. I'm Chuck Smith.
And I'm Carol Matriciana.
Well, if you
Join
say
us
so,
again
Chuck.
for another edition of The Pagan Invasion.
Now they're just gonna leave their fucking.
Dude, Chuck's kind of a unit. He's a big guy.
Yeah, he is.
He was a lot bigger than he looked just fucking sitting down. Or he looked regular
The
size.
wide-
When he got up, yeah.
Wide fellow. Then they go
Nice.
back
Pagan
into their
Invasion is an
crystalline
explosive new
world.
13-part video series providing a thorough behind-the-scenes examination of
A
today's New Age
13
movement,
part?
neo-pagan revival.
Oh, okay.
Each
It's on the
superbly
whole pagan
produced
thing.
volume features rare
Jesus.
footage from around the world, along with expert analysis by noted Christian
Along
leaders
with these
and authors.
cool
For
animations.
more information, contact your local Christian bookstore.
We should watch
or
more of
call
these. These are better than
1-800-828-2290.
Fire by Night.
Yeah,
in a way.
Meditation.
I don't know. Okay. I said that wrong.
Fire by Night is like
They're better.
way.
I don't know. I like the. These feel like better made, I guess.
Dude,
And
we
I
gotta
don't
look up
know.
Jeremiah films. We gotta look up Jeremiah films because that's
Yeah, it's not a thing anymore.
it's subversive.
Oh my lord.
No, they still exist, dude.
What have they been working on?
Dude, they were founded in 1978, and oh, they could be gone by now. But they were. Wait a second. What? Holy shit! They were investigating the Clintons, dude, over Vince Foster and the Jennifer Flowers thing.
Well, let's get that video.
It was
We'll
original.
find that.
They were
With
original.
that VHS.
Holy fuck. So like that's so funny because like that's something them and Christopher Hitchens would agree upon when they're like totally opposite about every
Yeah.
thing, but they both. That's so random. That's just so strange because it's like they made investigate subjects as terrorism, paganism, evolution, Mormonism, Seventh-day Adventism, abortion, Halloween, Islam, Christianity, cults, the occult, Jim Jones, Jehovah's Witnesses, and the Clinton presidency and scandals surrounding Jennifer Flowers and the alleged murder of Vince Foster. Based?
Yeah. Let's hunt this shit down. Good stuff to watch.
Over here, I'm a boglin. Me and my buddies need a place to hide out. Come a little closer. Oh, did I scare you? Oh, I do that so well.
Yeah, they made something about Mena, Arkansas, about the police officers that were
We'll eat your peas,
covered up the drug trafficking.
and we hook into lots of girls. Hey, the name's Boglins, each sold separately, and we're looking for good homes. Maybe yours?
Boglins,
They all like
more like based ones.
Haven't they all like deteriorated over the years?
Yeah, they're pretty much all. I don't
Like
know.
goo.
Whatever they made them with, they deteriorate. They pretty much
Yeah.
Because it was like it wasn't like plastic. It was like foam.
Yeah.
It's like the same. I mean, I don't know if it was the same material, but it's the same thing that you see with a lot of puppets.
Mm-hmm.
You know, just over time they just deteriorate. And
Your cousin Skeeters and whatnot.
You're yeah. Oh, puppets of your cousin Skeeter variety. And your Chuck E. Cheeses.
The dirty cousin Skeeter doll.
Crusty cousin Skeeter from just dried slime.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Well, anyways, thanks for watching, everyone. I don't know if anyone's still around, but if you are, thanks for coming by. We might do a stream. I don't know, sometime. Definitely Wednesday, sometime. Maybe. I gotta get Finding Bigfoot. The first episode is available on YouTube.
Yep. But then they have they're what, 45 minutes.
You gotta buy the rest. Yeah, it's not Paranormal State's only 22, but Finding Bigfoot's 44. Yeah, those are great.
Finding Bigfoot is gonna be, I think, kind of boring, but we'll see. Just because it's just them.
I don't know. I haven't watched it as religiously as goodbye, friend. I haven't watched it as religiously as Paranormal State. But the few episodes I've seen are pretty funny. Bobo is Kino.
Yeah.
It's not going to be anywhere as good as Drumming for Bigfoot, though, I have a feeling.
No, Drumming for Bigfoot was...
That's one of a kind.
Yeah, I was talking about that the other night.
Maybe we'll rewatch it. Fuck. I think that's the first stream that we have archived.
Is Drumming for Bigfoot?
Actually, no, wait. Was that during... No, it wasn't during Comfyween. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's like either the first or the second stream we have archived.
Nice.
Yeah. Which you can't watch anymore. I mean, you can, but it's on BitChute, so it'll just load. It'll just never load. It'll just sit there.
Yeah.
Maybe if you keep it on for like several days, it'll come on.
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter. All the first D-Live streams, they all like go out of sync like after a certain amount of time. So like they're watchable, but it's not that we can't like clip them or remaster them. I don't think. I've tried, but anyways, I guess I'll end it on that. Close it out. Bye, everyone.